Oh, tipper, tipper, tipper.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today I am doing yet again another townhouse. I know. It's kind of shocking that I did end up doing another one just because yesterday I do have like a 1 minute portion in my Cyber City build where I go off on a tangent about how I have tried to build another build since that Cyber City because I built that Cyber City on Thursday/Friday. And it was so like just long that I don't think I could have ever done another big build for quite a while. That was not grammatically accurate. I think I meant to say is that the build was so big that I said in my video that I don't think I can do another big build for quite a while, for like at least in the next 4 days. And now here I am back to back yet again with another townhouse build. But that's just because I did end up looking at some videos of some updates of what's going on. I know I said I wasn't going to look at any updates about the Sims 4 for Rent expansion pack, but I just couldn't help myself. Especially as a builder, I was making so many builds. I thought it was my duty to truly see what the capabilities of this pack is, so I can better make it for all of you guys. So I can better make my builds for all of you guys. So yeah. So what I do now, my estimate was kind of close when I did the Cyber City, about it being between 6 to 8 households, and someone did comment and help me clarifying that in the comments of my Cyber City build that it is for 6 households. So yeah, I decided that with that in mind, I'm gonna make a build for once specifically set for 6 households, and it's not me like directly copying anything or directly taking inspiration from anything. It's purely like little bits of things I've seen online and just trying to make something a bit more, not necessarily functional, but a bit more structured for all of your everyday gameplay needs. Because a lot of the builds I have done for this, except for the first apartment build that I created, are quite experimental and can be a bit questionable when it comes for maybe some of you guys' everyday gaming. Like for example, as much as I love the Italian apartments and townhouses thing, since I built it, it is very much functional when you do want to do gameplay. But since I built it with the aesthetics in mind, so I built it with the exterior in mind, with the storyline in mind, and I did build this with a storyline in mind, but that was specifically very stylistic. I really was thinking about the exterior. The same with the Cyber City. I was really thinking about the exterior, the overarching plot of what's going on, and it wasn't as simplistic as just a normal average build for the people who downloaded the Sims 4 for rent and just want to be landlords and just want to have a really good average build. And that's what I was like, I am missing that, so let me add that. So yeah, because I know that the next ones I want to do so far until the pack comes out is a luxury apartment, and I would love to do another British styled one. And yeah, and I would love to do one in San Cinquosa, the world that comes with growing together. I would love to do. Why am I just paused here? Okay, that was a really bad place to be paused because that was really glitchy. And yeah, again, I know some of you one thing I'm happy about before I go back into my point, one thing I'm happy about for the Cyber City, like I've stated in many of my videos before, it doesn't glitch in the game. It just I see it on record that the place is glitching, and 9 times out of 10 that's because of the type of lot or the type of world I've built it on. So what I've noticed is that Snow Escape does not glitch that much for me, and neither does wait, well, I'm aware of a Snow Escape right now, but I do know the Tartosa, I think the world that came with my wedding stories, that glitches a lot for me, specifically that one lot. I think it's 20 by 20 or 20 by 15. That lot glitches out so much for me. And basements are my kryptonite. It will glitch out a lot, but like again, like I said, not in the gameplay, but in the recording part it will glitch out. But anyway, I went off on a tangent. To bring it back, I do also want to do an apartment build in the world that came with Growing Together, which is also the world that is going to be centered for the new expansion pack. And I want to do it there just because, again, they probably built that world with that expansion pack in mind. So I think it will be good to do a apartment or townhouse suited for that world, maybe, because I do quite a lot of townhouses and apartments that are kind of like, yeah, they blend in with the world, but they don't blend in with what EA probably had in mind when they created the world. So I would like to think that what I do when they create in that world would be something that they would have in mind if they were ever to like have one of my builds in the world, which they probably won't because they will look at them and be like, yeah, it's pretty on the outside. Yeah, and it functions on the inside, but it's not really that practical on the inside because that's what I think about most of the time when I do my builds. I always think about it's functional on the inside, and it can also be pretty on the inside, but it can be a bit an annoyance on the inside. But with this build in particular, I did quite a bit of research. The longest part wasn't actually building this. Building this actually didn't take me that long. And it was really fun to build because it was just so simple. It was, but it's not simple in terms of, oh, I had this idea and I made it straight off the bat and it came out right first time. No, that was the Cyber City world. That was the Italian little village area. That's what I had in my mind and it came out first time. No, what I had with this, what I had in my head, I think I redid this 3 times before I eventually settled on this design. So, for example, sorry, I think there's a moth in my room. Um, but what I originally thought of is that I thought I wanted to do something within this style. So I wanted to do the white colors and the brown colors, and I knew which packs I had in mind when I was going to build this. I knew that I'm probably going to use a lot of Dream Home Decorator. I'm going to use a lot of Growing Together. I knew that. And I knew that it was going to be somewhat modern. So I had that in mind, but then everything else, and I knew there was going to be like a communal area. Originally, there was supposed to be a full-on park, but then this wasn't a big enough lot, and I didn't want to move it because it is a big enough lot opposite. I think it's the land grabs actually, but I didn't want to move it there because the funny thing is, and what I've noticed is kind of a contradiction with myself, is that I will say and I will swear to everything that I have never done a mansion, and I just for some reason can't do a mansion, and I stick to through with that till this day. I will say to you, I can't do a mansion, and I've never built a mansion before because for some reason that just is so intimidating to me. Yet I can build a city. I can build a village, and it doesn't make sense to me, and it probably doesn't make sense to you, but there is something about it being a singular place of living. Like this is only for one household. So compared to a city where you can have a bunch of other things, this single household has to have the cinema rooms and has to have these multiple bedrooms and has to have all these other things that I really do struggle with, because then I sometimes I can't even think of a plot line for it. And then with a mansion every single time I come to even try and build one, because it's not from the lack of trying. I have tried on multiple occasions to build a mansion, because that is literally the pinnacle thing as a Sims 4 builder to build. You build at least one mansion in your life, a fully fledged proper mansion. But when I think about it, there's just so many technicalities to it I can't think of. And then don't even get me started on the yeah, there is a moth in my room. Oh my gosh. And don't even get me started on the exterior of it and the terrain tools and all the other things that I believe that you would need to really make that mansion the best of the best. Because with the mansions that I've built so far, since I have to think about technically what has to be inside of it, I end up forgetting about what has to go on outside of it. So I end up getting really confused and looking at this just flat piece of earth. And then another thing with mansions, since they are so big, you have to really think about stair placement, which I hate. I've stated it multiple times. I hate stair placement. And you've also have to think about multi-level. It's either one or it's either 0 to 10 with me. It's either hot and cold. There's no such thing as room temperature when it comes to levels in houses for me. It's either I do it all one floor or I'll do like 3 or 4 floors. But when I have to do a 2-floor house, there is something that just itches inside of me. And I think a lot of you are going to look at my videos now and be like, she really has done like 2 or 3 2-level residentials, and everything else is either more than 3 floors or everything is 1 floor. And it's because I don't know why, but two floors, it just seems too flat, but also it just seems too, it feels shorter than a singular floor. I can't explain the logic behind it. It just does feel smaller, and it doesn't have the same effect, the same umph. So what I end up doing is that I change the wall height of the ground floor / first floor to medium, and then I look at it and then I'm like, this just looks odd. And then nothing is matching because there's not direct doors for medium and short walls. So I will look at one of the front doors I want to use, and then I see that it's for a short wall, and I still try and place it against the medium one, and I look at it and it's like, this looks very, very short. But then I place the medium door, and then when my sim goes outside, I'm like, why does it look like you're entering a castle? That door is huge against you. So yeah, there are issues with that when it comes to mansions. So the day I do a mansion and I upload it, I think above anything else, and this is coming really deeply for me, because I really do love my city builds. Again, the Cyber City build, even though I really love this build, the Cyber City build at the moment is my favorite build. And I think if I ever build a mansion and I upload it, you just know I have never been so proud. I have never been so proud, and I'll probably never attempt another one again. But it's a hurdle that one day I will get past. I think I might start watching some how to build tutorials, like how to build in the Sims 4 tutorials, because I know the gist of most of them. That make sure you have dimensions, make sure that you have different textures within the walls. Sometimes, like, don't make it one color, make sure you change up with the windows and everything like that, and make sure you use the terrain tools and all of that stuff. And landscaping will be your best friend. I understand the basics of it, but I feel like I need a tutorial which is really funny, because I have watched speed build mansions. I'm so sorry, but my microphone glitch. I think the first thing I'm gonna do when I find myself some money is get a new mic, because this mic has been with me for quite a long time and it's been very reliable. But I feel like the amount of times I've moved with it, I think the cable has shanked up a tiny bit, so it's not in its prime. But like I was saying, I have watched mansion speed builds, and they have I have watched them and I have looked at them and just been like, how did you do that? Because I've been confused myself. I've just lost my place in the recording. No! I am somewhere here, I think. Yes, I'm somewhere here. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere here. I'm sorry if this ends up like going into the house tour because since my mic janked up and I was looking at it and I was like, why is the mic saying all these numbers when it's only supposed to say 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, or like whatever it says? And then I looked up and I was like, oh, the recording's still going and I'm talking and there's nothing going on. So it might be a little bit synchronized. It's not synchronized as much as it normally is, but yeah, I have watched mansion speed builds and I've just looked at them in like, how'd you do that? Which is really, really funny because one of you guys commented on my Cyber City one, and they were just like, and not even just one of you, I think it was two people. One person said, I just don't understand how you guys come up with it. And I was thinking to myself, I don't understand how I come up with it too. I knew in my head that I have watched a Cyber City speed build before, but it was years ago. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, one day I wish to be able to build that. And I was really lucky enough that I was able to build it in one go. Because I feel like if it took me more than 3 tries to try and do it, I would have just left it and just done another build. So I'm really happy that came out the way it did. But I just knew in the back of my head that I wanted to do a speed build because of a Cyber City. And I did a lot of research on how it looks, but when you actually do come to making the house, you just kind of freestyle it and see how it's gonna look, and that's how you do it. And then someone else commented, I don't know how you can do like all the places in one go, and then I have to do one shell and then I have to decorate it. And I was like, if I did that, that would be way more easy than what I do. Way more easy. That would be easier than what I do, because what I do just ends up giving me the most questionable looking layouts within the house ever. It's just, you will look at the layout of the house and be like, where's the kitchen going? Where's the bed going? Where's the bathroom going? And it can be really annoying. So again, it's planning and research and leaving it to luck that your body has somehow got a gist of it. Like, the best way to say it is just, I trust that my body understands the main functions of a building and will subliminally just do it as I am building it. So it does end up awkward at times where I have to shift things around. Like I shift windows all the time because I put walls down and then I was like, oh, the wall is going through that window. And the problem is I do not like a house that doesn't have many windows because it looks like a really weird house. But that is what ends up happening in this build, kind of, because it is townhouses. The sides don't have windows. So it is just like a blank slate there. But anyway, I digress. With stuff like this, I can't, when you guys come into that, I was just thinking, I don't know how I do it half the time as well, because there is so many builds that I just don't upload because I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. And I don't like the way that this looks. And this one is a good example. Like I said before, I did this build at least 2 or 3 times last night. Before this morning I woke up and I did it and I just stuck through it. I think one of the things is about speed builds about building in general in the Sims is that you have to trust the process and you have to trust what it could potentially look like in the end. I feel like because the shell will always look so ugly. The shell would always, if it's not, because if the shell looks good, you're gonna have a really, really confusing layout for the interior. Probably you're probably gonna have, like, for example, the shell in the Cyber City looked amazing, but then the layout, the interior was the most difficult thing I've ever had to plan out. That's why there's so many open areas where there shouldn't be open areas. Like there's an open master bedroom into the second bedroom that you would not normally see in a house. So it's stuff like that that you need to be wary of. But if the shell kind of looks a bit odd on the outside, trust the process, do your agriculture, do all of your landscaping, add all your bits and bobs. Debug would be your best friend, and then just add all of that in and then just get into doing the interior. Because the reason why this townhouse's interior, I feel like, is one of the best interiors I've done in a long time, is purely because it is just so simplistic on the outside. It is just plainly borderline just a rectangle on the outside, so that way you can have all of the different stuff within the house. I've just realized you won't see this just because I have changed up I would have changed it up, but me looking at it, I just realized when laying out my speed build videos, because I was wondering, why am I already doing the bedroom when I should be doing, I don't think I saw myself doing the kitchen or the living room. It's because the kitchen or the living room was next to it. So I did this build in 4 different takes. So I did one long, I've spoken about it before, so I'm going to speak about it very briefly. But I normally do the exterior first, and then I do the first floor, then I do the second floor, third floor, final touches. So I do it in 4 different parts, so I don't burn out. And I'm just saying now that I didn't order them correctly. It'll be ordered perfectly for you. But what I'm you're probably looking at the bedroom, but what I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at myself doing the living room. But yeah, so I think with all of that in mind, though, to do a mansion, you also want to make sure that it is decorated appropriately on the interior. That's again, I really do struggle with interior design. I can get the basic gist of it. I know I'm not bad at interior design. I know I'm not bad at it, but it's not my strong suit. I believe my strong suit is exteriors and architecture and all of that stuff. I don't like necessarily calling it architecture because I do not feel like architecturally any of my builds will be green lighted because it's like, how is anyone going to like fit there, go through there? But I think the aesthetics of my exterior of my builds are the best. That's why normally when I do post thumbnails of my videos, I 9 times out of 10 will have the exterior. If I'm doing the interior and the exterior, I'll do the interior as the small one and then the exterior as the big one, or I'll just do the exterior and hope you guys trust what's going on with the interior. Because I won't lie to you. I really do love this interior. I think this interior looks really, really nice, and it really suits the theme that I had going on. I haven't even talked about what the theme is going on with this build, and I'm almost finished. Um, Basically, what I decided when I was doing this, not only was I thinking I wanted to do something a bit more casual for your guys' apartment needs for the new expansion pack, I was also thinking in mind of, I think the top packs I used for this was Dream Home Decorator, Growing Together, and I think paranormal stuff maybe, but those were, and high school years, those were the top packs I used for this because I was like, I want to do something, I want to make you guys something very family-esque because I spoke about it in lightly in the Cyber City build, but I want to make more builds that can house families within them because I do quite a bit of studios. So I wanted to do a bit more builds that can house families within them. So I believe that this may be that build. There are, if you think about it, there are 2 distinctive bedrooms within the build, but you can have 3 if you want to have a bedroom on the bottom level next to the garage. There is a laundry room. There is a open plan kitchen, dining, and living room. And there's a garage. And yeah, and it's got a basketball court, a community sit down area. And I feel like it's just the perfect build for your families. And I think it looks really cute in Oasis Springs. I put down, you might recognize it if you follow me on TikTok, but I put down the family, which is the leading family within my save file. So this save file is the My Baby save file. And basically they're the leading family within this save file. There's a whole history to them that I can't get down in this video because the video is finishing. So, yeah, I really do love this build. Again, like all of my builds, this will be available on the gallery. Just look in the description for all the details and everything. And yeah, just thank you so much for all your support and all of the comments. And I don't know if I'm going to be uploading tomorrow just because I'm going out tomorrow. So I might just do a double upload on Wednesday to make up for tomorrow, or I might just end up uploading in the morning one of my backlog uploads. But yeah, you will always get like 5 uploads a week. It's just when those 5 will come out is a question mark. But yeah, anyway, so you guys can watch the house tour without me in the background. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, and if you don't like and subscribe, that's okay as well, because thank you so much for lasting this long and listening to me ramble. And yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments, the more the merrier, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.